Mike's Daily Podcast?
Yes, we are.
Oh, shoot, we are.
Hey, my name is Mike Matthews. We're full of self-doubt this morning.
That's true.
We don't know if we're actually recording or if we're actually here. Hey, Hayley, Thesemi there.
I'm always full of self-doubt.
We're at the cafe anyway on the Mike's Daily Podcast with the Mike Matthews and the Hayley Thesemi.
Just take the 101 down and find us.
Mike's Daily Podcast. Did they yell at you because I'm from SoCal and I say the? Did they yell at you because of that? Mike's Daily Podcast.
No, because I've lived here all my life.
You know, I guess I am kinda jealous that you lived here all your life. And my name is Melis de Flutic Butenstein. Actually, my name is Mr. Dupree. And if you don't like that, you can go preen yourself. This song went nowhere, damn it! Mike's Daily Podcast. I had all these deep, meaningful lyrics in my head, and it flew right out of my brain cells.
No idea what you're trying to get at.
My name's Mr. Dupree. Daily. For the rest of the show. Podcast. Mr. Dupree. Yeah! Alright. I want to say something about Kasich.
Casey?
Casey Kasem.
Okay.
Hello again. Here's your request and dedication. He's like Shaggy. I'm Shaggy. He was Shaggy too, you know.
I knew that,
Scooby-Doo.
yeah. So not Casey Kasem, John Kasich?
John Kasich. Is it John or Flugel?
John Cusack?
John Cusack, I want to be president of the United States, and then we can always watch his movies. Do you know where did I go? Do you know, I went so high there. I don't know why. He swallowed the fly. I guess he'll die. Hey, one of my favorite jokes from The Muppet Show, because we always talk about The Muppet Show. Mm-hmm. Paul Simon was on.
Yes,
and they did 50 ways to
leave your lover.
Leave your lover. And
love your lever.
Did you see that joke? Love your lever?
They did that so many times.
That was so funny, because there's a lever that the guy pulls. Is it Gonzo?
Well, they do it multiple times. Like the very first scene, he walks in like the beginning of backstage, and there's the quote unquote like receptionist guy is like, "Can I help you?" Yeah, I'm Paul Simon, and here from the Muppet Show. Oh yeah, I'll let you in a second. I'm just working on this lever here. Or lever, as they all call it, and he pulls it, and then he drops down. And then Paul Simon looks at the camera and goes, "Well, there's 50 ways to love your lever."
Where are you watching these episodes of The Muppet Show?
I told you, we had a huge amount of them on VHS.
Oh, VHS. That stands for Vehicular Harley's
Manslaughter.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was a great show. Is the current show still on? What are you laughing at my Men's Health? I wrote a bunch of notes on the back of a Men's Health. They want me to resubscribe to Men's Health. I realize that I might look gay subscribing to Men's Health because every magazine has a burly, unclothed man in the front pages. But that's supposed to inspire men to get healthy.
No, it's not. It's supposed to manipulate men to strive for a perfect body image that they'll never be able to achieve.
Oh. Okay. I stopped subscribing anyway. Okay. You know what, though? You know what it is?
What?
It's trying to get men to do exactly as you just said, and also to buy protein powder.
Yeah, that's the manipulation causes them to buy protein powder and different products in order to lose weight, gain muscle, look fit,
muscle!
live better, more girls.
Oh my! You know, my roommate has huge buckets of protein powder everywhere.
Interesting.
In the kitchen, and he opens it up. It smells like chocolate powder, milk. Like quick, like a little bunny's gonna come out with a straw and go. I don't know what this character sounds like. Does he sound like Smiley Crow? Caw, caw. Caw. Did you like the Smiley Crow song from last show? Madam Rootabega's here.
Wow.
Hello, my message, Madam Rootabega, and I am enjoying your conversation about all sorts of things. I mean, Mr. Dupree. Yes, my name is Mr. Dupree. I don't like protein powder. Me neither. We were gonna bitch about Mississippi. No, first we're gonna bitch about, or complain. Complain is probably the better term. We were going to
That's true.
complain about Boy London. Boy London! Damn Boy London!
This is something that's been ongoing for a while. In fact, I actually looked up to see if there had been any progress. And the initial complaints that started about their logo, which I'll get into in a minute. The initial complaints about their logo.
In exactly 35 minutes, he'll get to that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
30 seconds.
I'm looking at the timer. 35 minutes. All right. We'll have to be 40 minutes into this podcast. Okay. But the initial complaints about their logo started in 2014. And they haven't changed their logo. So obviously they don't actually care.
Wow.
So let's start out with that. Boy London doesn't care about the complaints, and they're not going to be changing their logo anytime soon, even though
They're defiant.
Boy London, their logo is the word boy. And there's an eagle grabbing onto the O. And
okay.
And it's like a caricature of an eagle with the wings outstretched, and it's very stiff and rigid. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it is nearly a carbon copy, minus the swastika of the German Nazi Party.
Wow.
Or what used to be their symbol, since they don't exist anymore because they're illegal.
Is Boy London really popular? I never buy clothes anymore.
It's a fairly popular clothing brand for...
I think you noticed that I don't buy clothes anymore because my fashion's stuck in 1997.
1985.
That's when I had a girlfriend last time. No, I was married after that. But then I did do a lot of clothes shopping with my ex-wife.
Oh.
And I think I got so many clothes that I was like, I don't need to buy anymore.
You see, you still dress like you're in Alabama sometimes.
Yeah, especially with those Western wear shirts. R.I.P., rest in peace, Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard talked like this. Well, I'm Merle Haggard. Hi, Hayley. I'm Merle Haggard.
Hi, Merle Haggard.
He had a good song that you probably loved called I'm Proud to Be an Okie from Muskogee. Okay, anyway, go on with Boy London. Sorry to interrupt. Very bad.
It just sucks that, like, people still use this Nazi imagery and think that it's okay. Because, yes, it was, 60 years in the past. More at this point. Because the war ended, 43, 44-ish? Maybe 42.
40,
yeah. 43, because we didn't enter the war until 42.
Madam Rootabega, you were alive then. What year did it end? Oh, somewhere around then. Who cares? All right.
So it's been that long ago. But it's not a matter of this is events that happened way back when. It's a matter of these are ideals and beliefs that still exist to this day. We have neo-Nazis in this country. We have neo-Nazis still in Germany. And they still use Nazi symbolism. Well, here in America they do, because they're not allowed to in Germany. Yes. So instead they use the Confederate flag, but that's another issue.
That's ironic. Or something.
You'll still have, skinheads that still operate here in America that use swastikas, or they use the double lightning bolt symbol, which represents the secret police.
Yeah.
They also have some weirdly abstract ones. They have 1-8, and 8-8. And if you match up the numbers with the alphabet, it's AH and HH, Adolf Hitler and Hail Hitler.
Wow.
It's all over just the other day on the street, I saw one of those, graffiti stickers that people will slap everywhere. They'll have a certain logo or something. They're usually skate shop promoting type things. And it was the eagle. It was very close to the eagle, so I knew that they were referencing. What they were referencing. It didn't have the circle at the bottom that used to hold the swastika. And it just makes me so mad that all of this imagery can just pop up anywhere that people want it to because they still believe in this stuff. They still say, we want white power. We think that the Aryan race is the best, or the white people are the best race. It annoys the hell out of me, and it makes me angry. As it should. Righteous fury and whatnot. So I scratched that sticker up to all hell.
You're not against eagles, but eagles that are made to look like that Nazi symbol.
Yeah. Like you had an eagle on the back of your shirt the other day. But it wasn't that eagle.
It wasn't that eagle.
No, it was a more classically drawn eagle, I'd say. I think it was that, like American Eagle or a Aeropostale brand or something.
Something from the 90s when I was married.
Something from the 90s?
Or Alabama. Yeah, so don't buy Boy London. They're crap, and they're Nazis, and they're playing on white supremacists' wants like Trump does.
Well, they may or they may not be, but they've decided that is their logo, and they refuse to take in account the actual ramifications or implications of what their logo means. Mm-hmm. And they're one of those brands that all of their designs are their logo slapped onto things.
Okay. So I kind of hate that kind of clothing with logos and stuff. I mean, it's kind of cool. I guess I got sucked into it when I was younger, but now I'm like, oh, you want me to advertise your brand? Pay me.
Do you know what really annoys me? French Connection UK.
No, I don't know what that is.
They were really popular a few years back, and you can still people wearing their shirts. So it's French Connection United Kingdom. And their logo is their initials. And so they'll slap FC UK onto a shirt.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, that's supposed to be shocking.
Yeah.
That just annoys me. It's like, are you really that lazy? It's not clever.
Ugh. Somebody we worked with was talking about how when you talk about a stadium or an arena, you know, a lot of people... Now it's the whatever AT&T Park is the baseball stadium in San Francisco versus saying, what is the name of that stadium that they play the Giant Stadium, whatever.
Yeah.
And he got into an argument with someone saying, the person said, well, that company paid a lot of money to get their name slapped on it, so it should be called AT&T Park. And this guy we worked with said, well, until I get my check, I will not be saying that company's name. They didn't pay me. And if well, they paid money to the city. Yes, I didn't see any of that money. So I agree. We should not... instead of saying, what is it? The SAP Center, we should say...
Shark's Ice. Well, no, Shark's Ice is different. Shark's Ice is here. In Fremont Valley.
This is why we don't talk sports ever. Oh, wait. There was something interesting that happened in sports. What's the Deflategate team?
Right, the Patriot?
That could be them. And
they got sued, or the NFL got sued by their fans.
Their fans are suing them.
For defamation of character.
And their fans sound like the whiniest bunch of idiots. Like, yeah, we could have had our top draft choice, but no.
We could have had it all.
As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
But we had to cheat.
I hate the Nerdist. I am not a fan of the Nerdist, and I'm getting really sick of nerd culture and Deadpool and all that.
I've never seen a Nerdist video. It doesn't interest me enough.
Or a podcast.
Well, okay. So I believe
I Can Fly.
The Nerdist has this one feature that does quick, fast-talking game reviews.
Oh.
And I know the guy's channel name is Yahtzee19, but I can't remember what the actual,
And he gets...
I can't remember what the actual name of the feature is, or what he calls himself outside of Yahtzee19. 1 second. I believe he might not be the Nerdist, now that I think about that.
All right. Well, at any rate, I'm just sick of it. I thought I was into, nerdish sort of stuff, comic books and whatnot, and then I realized, no, I really don't care to know the latest Deadpool Daredevil thing.
Yeah, there's some point where it's zero punctuation, that's what it's called. There's some point where it does get very old, because there's so much of like, do I really actually care about this?
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Or furthermore, aside from do I really care about this, but it's like, why do you care about this? What's the motivation behind what are you saying? Are you just whining about it? Are you just...
Me whining about the Nerdists?
No, the Nerdists. Because if you have a podcast that has nerd things, there's two parts of it. You have them saying, oh my god, we love this because it is nerd related. Or you say, oh my god, we hate this because we are nerds.
Right. And it's not true to the comic book or whatever.
Right.
Or to the history that predates it in Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever.
Yeah, and either way, it's like it's a switch,
Yeah.
We are on because it's nerd, we are off because it's not nerd.
Haley, that is such a fascinating observation. Mm-hmm. That probably gets to the core of what I hate that, and I just...
Yeah, I figured it out a long time ago.
I mean, comic books was fun and all when I was a kid, and I'd go to the used bookstore and get a bunch of them used.
Yeah.
And read some of them.
I have found some wonderful used comics down there, and never really enjoyed anything that I read that was from Marvel or DC.
Here, you know what? Let's shout out to all the indie comic book makers.
Shout out to Image. You have some good stuff. Shout out to Dynamite Comics. You exist. Shout out to Dark Horse. How do you keep getting those freaking licenses to do comic books for everything under the sun that you wouldn't expect to have a comic book? But good job.
Oh. I'm going to go back and listen to this podcast and write what you just said down. Mm-hmm. Because I will then check that out.
I believe my favorite comic that I ever read is under Image? No, Boom, I think.
Boom.
Which is weird, since I don't see much in the way of Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room, and we can party all night, and we can make it all right. Second time we've sang that song on the show. That's sad.
No, I think we're singing different songs.
I think you are singing a different Boom song.
I'm singing the one by the Vanga Boys.
Okay.
Which is boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together in my room.
That sounds more happy.
Yeah, it is. It's the Vanga Boys. They've never had a sad song.
Oh, look who's out here right now. Hello, dear Mike. It's Valentino, the packing attendant. And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that? We want to vote instead of Roseanne. Bang. We're going to vote for John Kasich. Yeah, John Kasich. Because a cinch in time saves 9. Do you know that? What does that expression even mean?
That's clever. It means that if you thread the fabric of the universe, you can skip ahead.
That's so timey-wimey. Wow. Nerd talk. Hey. Well, guys, good luck with that. John Kasich has only won one primary, but he's still in the race, so it's interesting. Oh, Jay Sekulow was all mad. He's the conservative talk show host that we run on one of our stations. Everybody's like, you're for... Because Christians are like total Ted Cruzians.
They're like nerds.
They're cruise nerds.
Christians are like nerds.
Yeah, they have a love for some it's all
they're very obsessive about it, and they will make anything that they can about it. And if anything sort of threatens it, or they feel in any way that their opinion of it or their way of looking at it is diminished, they will fight violently back against it.
Yes. Christians are obsessed. They're like nerds, but they're also obsessed with words. Words mean so much to Christians. It's not. It's like, though you have faith, big capital letters, faith in the Word. Gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. The Word. It's called the Word.
Capitalized. Capital T, capital W.
And it means you can't dispute anything that's written in the Bible.
It's true.
Oh, really? Basically, Mr. What's his name? Verta McGee, who's long since left this planet. He was
Deep
going
voice and talks in a very dramatic
friends,
tone.
may I say to you, friends?
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking the wrong person. Verta McGee.
Oh, you were thinking
it's the one that can talk like this.
You were talking about David Jeremiah, I
I
think.
think I was talking about Jeremiah.
The thing is, all I'm saying is that the Bible... Oh, so Verta McGee was saying that the Bible was written by God. No, it was written by humans, sorry.
It wasn't even written by the apostles. The apostles all had ghostwriters.
Oh my God, that's a great Merle Haggard song.
The apostles all had ghostwriters?
Oh, wait, that's a Johnny Cash song. Ghost Riders in the sky. Disgruntled fiddle player just sang.
Ghost Riders on the storm. Ghost Riders on the storm.
That was Johnny Cash Morrison. Hey, so I think we're in agreement on that fact that I hate the people that take the Bible and slap everyone. Oh, which brings us to Mississippi.
I do hate everyone that slaps everyone.
Yeah,
Whether they have a Bible or not. Just don't slap people.
Don't slap people. That's not nice.
Unless they deserve it.
Unless it's Robin, and Batman's talking to Robin, and Batman slaps Robin and says,
"Shut up, don't be a nerd."
Or something like that, yeah. I love that meme. Is that a meme? Am I using the right term? Meme as you're slurping up the rest of your coffee through your tiny stir straw?
Yes, good job. You memed.
Hey, so, Mississippi. What the hell, Mississippi? You freaking... Now they can say, oh, I'm not going to serve a gay person because I am against them because of my religious beliefs. That is bigotry. Pure and simple.
Well, it comes down to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby started all of this. Hobby Lobby.
All right, refresh my memory, because I'm thinking of the thing that they didn't want Obamacare, because they'd have to offer condoms, and they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's what it came to. The Hobby Lobby was the one company that first, recently, that brought back the argument and thing of, we have our company represents a religious belief, so we can choose who to hire, who to serve, what to give out. Because that's our religious beliefs, so we don't have to follow the law.
I hate that. Oh, we have strong Christian morals. No, you've dug a hole and you've shoved your head into it. And you've decided to offend a bunch of people. Oh, but what about Christian beliefs? So, yeah, you know what? I have Christian beliefs too. I believe in the Bible that the Bible says that I shouldn't associate with anyone that hates people. So I'm going to stop associating with Hobby Lobby and all those other... Did you know a bunch of big companies in Mississippi were trying to stop this law? I thought that was interesting, but yet the conservative movement is so big.
That is interesting. It's usually the other way around.
So
I have strong beliefs in the Bible that says that King David, before he was king, was gay.
Oh.
It doesn't actually say that, but he was very, very, very close with the current king's son.
Did he eat a lot of protein powder and have a ripped chest?
Probably. He was very strong.
Huh.
He did hit a giant in the face with a slingshot and knock him out cold.
That guy, that's badass. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow, shits, wow.
All the other Hebrewians. I don't remember what they're called.
I like that name.
Hebrewians. Were like, what? His face is only 2 meters? That's impossible to hit. And then young David...
He took the slingshot.
Skywalker was like, man, that's not much bigger than those swamp rats who used to KO in Beggar's Canyon.
Wow, I love this book of Lucas. Continue on. Lucas, the Book of Lucas. So you were mentioning how PayPal's getting out of North Carolina because of their similar weird, bigoted laws.
North Carolina has the new transgender laws where you cannot go into a bathroom unless your birth certificate matches the gender of the bathroom that you're going into. And PayPal, who is currently in the process of expanding and was building a huge facility in North Carolina, pulled all of that construction and plans for movement because they said they're not going to put their employees in a position where they have to deal with that.
Yay, PayPal! All right. Proper Talk Skin Host? What does this mean? Oh, proper talk show host. I have to think about what that means.
proper talk skin host.
Welcome to Proper Talk Skin Host Radio. Oh, remember I showed you that letter from Valley Planet? Everybody that listens to this podcast, you're awesome and wonderful. I have to tell you, I used to work with a guy in radio, and he still writes an article for the Valley Planet. I will not say his name, but I wanted to read a couple lines from his letter because this guy represents everything that's wrong with radio. He's scared about losing his job. So in this letter, I was telling Hayley about this. Hayley's put the microphone far away from his face. I was telling Hayley about how there was a time when I worked with this guy, and he would stress me out because every little thing scared the crap. He was a frightened little rabbit. And he'd be like, "Ah!" over every little thing. So now he's afraid he's about to lose his job. So he wrote this letter, this article for the Valley Planet, which is in Huntsville, Alabama. And in it, he said that he has a bunch of fear, but what he's going to do is, can I find it here? I'm proud to say that I am a Christian, however, with an attitude of letting fear drive my decisions, career, and relationships. I am certainly not acting like a man of faith. Very far from it, actually. I need to let God, love, family in, not fear, paranoia, and self-doubt. I encourage us all to find people who will motivate us and find some peace when we feel fear knocking on our doors. Let's focus on the positive and not let paranoia wreak havoc on our lives. Oh, good luck with that, my friend, because you stress the rest of us out. And if you could just calm down a little bit, I'll be happier. So
first off, as far as a newspaper article goes, at this point, it's pretty much only Alabama that something like that would be accepted. Or on the Mike's Daily Podcast blog. Or on the Mike's Daily Podcast blog, yes.
I've written some things that are odd, but go on.
And that rhymed, kind of.
Yeah, but I wanted to rhyme nerd with the word, because the nerd is the word. Okay, go ahead.
So what we have here is a situation where this guy is saying, I am developed by fear so much, but I shouldn't because God... And he's saying that Christians should be without fear.
Yes!
Or they should have fear of the Lord only.
But yet so much of what Christians do is inspired by fear. Fear of Obama. Fear of, immigrants.
Yeah, it's lack of understanding and lack of motivation to understand, I suppose, which causes this uncomfortable fear.
Wow.
And so they pass all these laws because fear turns into hate.
We have to...
Fear turns into hate. Hate is the path to the dark side.
Dun, 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 dun. So that's basically... I think we've covered a lot in our show today with fear and hate.
Fear and Loathing, which is a movie I haven't seen.
Neither have I.
I've heard it's good, hypothetically.
The book is probably way better by Hunter S. Thompson.
Really?
We should read it.
Yeah.
We'll read it to each other.
On this podcast?
No. Do that.
That's not a thing. We have to stop in 10 seconds because then it'll be a half-hour podcast.
Oh, yeah, we're going to keep it short today. Yeah, that's it. Oh, the podcast picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Since we talked so much with our wonderful friend, the Brewmaster, yesterday, I think he should be on today's podcast picture. And by the way, check out MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1066-Haggard for all the past podcast pictures, plosives. And then also...
Plosives?
Also, there's the Amazon link. And click on that if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that helps us out.
Please.
And then also...
I haven't eaten in 3 weeks.
Speaking of PayPal, there's also, if you'd like to donate, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And then there's the Sometimes blog and past interviews. Well, I'm not looking forward to another hot day. Is today supposed to be another hot day?
It might be a little bit cooler, but it's supposed to be hot. And then by the time, like, Saturday runs around, it should be cold and rainy, so...
Yay!
Figure that one out.
That was a really great weather forecast. I'm so happy about that.
In today's weather, it's frickin' hot. Everyone just die.
You know...
Showers expected over the weekend.
Now that makes me scared, and I want to become a Christian. I want to be full of fear. How did Ted Cruz, who was... So, Trump goes... One last thing. Trump says... Cruz is part of the Republican establishment. Wasn't Cruz supposed to be a Tea Party guy that was, trying to shut down the government? And so he's not really the establishment of the Republican Party. No. Trump isn't. Mm-mm. Their leader...
Well, no, Cruz is.
Now. But
Cruz was always part of the Republican.
But Tea Party is like the fringe group, isn't it? That split off from the Republicans?
You can have a public image... He's a politician. He's got a public image that's far different from his actual beliefs.
Oh. So deep down he wants to blork?
He's just a Republican. He's just a Republican.
But what about Trump?
He's an asshole.
And we've explained it all. Don't let fear run your life, is what we're trying to say.
Or use that fear for the greater good.
How would you do that?
Run around going, ah, while saving people.
That sounds good. What are you going to do this weekend? This is the last podcast we're doing for while saving people.
My weekend's plans include being at the radio station briefly, and also possibly gardening.
Nice! What are you going to put in the ground?
Dirt.
Dirt's already in the ground. What do you...
Shut up! Don't argue with me about logistics.
Okay.
It'll happen. No, we have to put more dirt in the ground. Don't ask me. That's how gardening works. You
gotta put the good dirt in.
You find some dirt, and then you put some other dirt in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then put little seeds in there and stuff.
We're probably gonna just put actual plants.
That's awesome. You're gonna plant with Becca?
Maybe. Like, I helped her plant some plants. She actually is growing some plants from seed in pots in her backyard.
Oh.
And so this is going to be my parents' garden, which is in our backyard and actually in the ground.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, we try to do one every year.
My Meyer lemon, thank you for the tips on the last show where you were talking about pruning and stuff, because... It's looking so nice, my Meyer lemon, with the nice little blooms popping out. Did you
actually prune it?
No. But I want to thank you for those tips. Those are very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I just need to chop down a dead birch tree at some point.
Still haven't done that, huh?
No. It scares me. It's tall. It's like the tallest tree on the block. I need to probably call someone.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. But you know what?
Tree buster.
Even the dead part of the tree is still providing shade, which I was like, who cares? But yesterday when it was so hot, that was very helpful.
Yeah.
Shade.
There's no shade in my room.
Ugh! We're gonna go now.
Oh, my energy level just dropped. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Woo! And that was episode 1066. Next show, it's going to be Shelley Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer.
Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!